Hello, it's Tamara Hunter, and today is day number 295 of 365 Days of Awesome. Celebrate Success Through Service. And I'm proud to have our Service Hero show number 2 today, and it is my coach from the Next Impactor, Todd Speciale. Todd. And if anybody is hearing any kind of a sound issue, please forgive us. We are going forward with the show. I want to brag about my coach. This is a man that quite honestly, I didn't know who he was. And when I was assigned to be on his team, a few people came up to me and said, "Wow, you're so lucky. That's who I want." And I thought, well, I always feel lucky, and it was really exciting to hear. Let me tell you this: the character, the man himself, I know is a successful person. However, what is more important to me is the integrity, the soul, and the support that I have received from my Coach Todd. Thank you very much for being with me, Todd. Coach. I want to say that, I know that there's been a lot of changes in the Next Impactor because it's the very first year, the very first season of it. With that said, I would love to know, what is it about the challenge and the Next Impactor that originally you were attracted to?
Well, I'll tell you, it's an unbelievable concept. I think that the lives and the sorry, 1 second. Can you see me or no? Did it go away?
Yeah.
Okay, great. It's an unbelievable concept. I think that the lives and the minds behind creating this show or contest, if you will, has been pretty outstanding since day one. Lauren and his team have just. I feel like they've gone above and beyond to try to create something that really, really do what we all want to do, and that's impact lives. So when he asked us to be part of it, it was first want to be a judge, and we were like, sure, no, let's judge the amazing world impactors out there. And then the next was, do you want to be a coach? I was like, okay, let's be a coach. What does that entail? And they kind of grew from there. And as the challenges got harder, and then as the contestants started building up, we said, well, we're really part of something big, impactful, and I give kudos to his team for creating such a great environment for people to come and share the things that they want to do to touch lives. So for me as a coach, and I'm honored to be a part of it without question. I think most importantly, though, I'm honored to deal with people like you, because.
Thank you.
Because it's life is about relationships and meeting people that truly want to make a difference, and you've shown nothing better than that since day one. And a lot of people on my team, it's pretty amazing. You meet people and you're a coach and you sit back and you go, man, I want to be like them. So I think that if I were to say anything about Next Impact, it's giving me the ability to meet, learn from, and mold my life based on the efforts and life-touching change that people like you were doing. So that's why I love you all. Yeah.
Thank you. I will say that you have frozen, however, I can hear your voice.
Okay, give me 1 second here. Let me see.
Okay. All right, well, we'll let him come back in. Possibly we will have that fixed with also the sound. This is live, guys. All right. You're back. Okay, so, and I want to say thank you for what you said, because I know that you're a very heartfelt person and that you don't say things lightly. I have learned that about you since I've been, since our very first introduction. And a lot has happened. I have some images that we'll be showing. A lot has happened in the past, however many months we've been involved in this. Once we went into the team part of it, we started with a team of 10, correct?
Yeah.
And how was that for you to manage people? Because you were the one that was given a team of 10 with two of the people being outside of the United States. And so different time zones, different continents. How was that?
It's tough. You know, I mean, first and foremost, I think that none of us, including Lauren, had any idea how much time and effort it's going to take to really build this thing, create such a amazing atmosphere for people. I don't think Lauren realized that. I don't think that none of us really realized the time and effort it was going to take. None doing Zoom calls for hours and coordinate times for all of us to get together. We kind of, you know, flew by the seat of our pants and said, "Can everybody get on in 20 minutes?" And we did that to try, you know, get ourselves together. I think what the message that I like to send for my team was knowing that you have to put in time and effort that won't take from your family and the things that help you survive, right? And I think I mentioned that multiple times. Is that I want this to be a contest that will hopefully change people's lives, but I do not want you at any given point to take away from something that feeds your family, or from something that is will be too much, you know, to take away too much time that you're not going to be able to spend time with your kids or your spouses or your significant others. And that to me was the message I sent. Now, in order to have some one-on-one time frame, you know, with, you know, our fellow partner that is in, you know, well, we've got other countries in general, but in Africa. You know what I mean? Like, you think about the time frame, the time difference, and that we're having to deal with these people. It's astounding and amazing that they're even involved in this competition, because someone like that, beautiful soul, it's part of our team, isn't able to really she doesn't have the technology things that we do. So I think that kind of kept me going. But I think more importantly, knowing that there's impacts all over the world, one of the biggest things that allowed my heart to kind of thrive was knowing that there's other people like me truly want to change lives. So I think coordinating that frame stuff, I think the efforts were all there. And I think we all kind of did our own thing and then coordinated towards the end. But it took leaders like you and are in our top 5 that really stepped up and kept things in control. So I thank you all for that help. So,
and speaking of the top 5, it went from 10, and then it went to the top 25, of which we're in right now. How hard was that for you to narrow it down from 10 team members to 5 team members, and you were actually the one that did it. We were making twists and turns to advantage of that.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I mean, the tough part about any competition, we see it on shows like an Idol and the Next X Factor. So, I mean, the X Factor that was out, and now AGT and more is this very similar thing, because it's seen amazing talent, people that you know are so well to be involved in the top 25, and not being able to put them through. It's tough. Talking with other coaches, I realized there's a gentleman out there, Coach Chuck, who basically was deserving of an opportunity and a shot to do something, and in my eyes, had done enough to warrant that. I truly believe that. He's an amazing man. We actually come from very similar backgrounds. We both grew up in the streets, and I was definitely touched by him. And after speaking to Jason and Lauren and some other people, we all kind of put it together. So I'm going to take advantage of that. So although it was very tough to let 6 of my top 10 go, with absolutely no hard feelings, amazing individuals, I think Coach Chuck was just the right choice for that 5th spot. But it's never easy letting top 10 talent go.
No, it isn't. I believe you handled it with grace and class, and so did Lauren and Jeff in the evening when the top 25 were revealed, because that's not an easy move. And I will say that they tried to gamify it, just like, you know, like I had to do my stuff, you know. It's like we had to have some fun in this, and so they were doing their and everything, and so they left Team Todd to the very end. And I know you were trying to get on, and I kept saying, Todd's here, Todd's here. However, it had been going on for so long that somehow in the feed you got missed, able to come on and announce this. Yet it was really, it was, I'm sure, hard. However, many people understood why the decision for Coach Todd, Coach Chuck, because Coach Chuck is like a hometown favorite, if you will. You know, he knows so many of the people that I don't come from the Chicagoland area. I've never been back there. It will be my first trip when I go at the end of the month. And yet, Coach Chuck has been very much a part of this extended family that many are. And when his coach picked the top 5 and his name was not there, I know that there were a lot of hearts that were sinking throughout the whole, all of the impactors. And so it was almost like Coach Team Todd kind of saved the day for Coach Chuck. And, you know, and I just want to say thank you for that, because he's made it very well known that he's also a buddy. You know, he's one of our buddies.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's this guy, and you know, talk to him. That first conversation we had as our team was at 5 on the phone. It was awesome. I wanted him time to speak about his and what his goals are throughout. But I gotta tell you, he's an unbelievable soul, and he's a good person. It took me a very long time to kind of, you know, catch up to my faith, I believe in, and the people that I look up to. I tell this all the time. You know, we be the coaches, but with you guys, I mean, the efforts and decisions you've made, and in dedicating your lives to content, set back into none. Oh, it was very difficult. Yes, let good people go, but Chuck, like you said, very deserving.
It was, and it was for the top 50 even to find the top 50. Yes, we know that there is a terrible echo, Mary, but we had to just go with it because it is live, and it's been a very difficult scheduling, the two of us. And if we were going to be able to do this at all, we had to just go for it. So please forgive us for the echo, but just please listen with your hearts and possibly somewhat with your ears. Wink, wink.
You'll hear us echo, so our voices will always be in your head.
There you go. I love it. See, that
the worst if I say like this: echo.
and yeah, he doesn't have earbuds with him right now.
Yeah, I don't have them with me. I wish I did. I apologize.
Yeah, so don't worry about, you know, we're making it work. And I want to highlight that one of my buddies is here, one of my chemo buddies for life, and she's actually saying to you, Coach, Coach Todd, that thank you for the impact that what you're doing, because it's impacting her. Chemo Buddies for Life is impacting her life. And so she is saying indirectly, thank you, because of the fact that she came. This is one of our buddies that came to me via Misty Lane, who is one of the top impactors. And so indirectly, she came through this program, and her whole life has been impacted. And she's saying thank you to you. I wanted to have that recognized. Okay, so let's keep going. The Fusion Project. You you were very instrumental. You put it out there for each of us to submit a nonprofit, and then you had a voting kind of situation, and then you were one that helped make it happen. What about this program hit your heart?
I mean, everything. I don't know what couldn't. It's very difficult when you have to choose. And the Fusion Project was just teaching young souls and giving them a chance to thrive, which I think in any facet, that's an unbelievable option for people to have. Tamara, are you here? Because it's kind of frozen again.
I hear you. I hear you. Your face may be frozen, but let's see. Why don't you go back out and then come back in like you did before? All right. So in the meantime, the Fusion Project, for those that do not know and are watching this for the first time, is, and thank you, Mary. I agree with you. It is an amazing program, and you. There we go. That you're in the area in which it's serving right now. However, it is a duplicatable program, and we are working right now through public service announcements that Amy Morrison and I are doing every morning. Catch them at 7:45, or they're close about Pacific time, 10:45 Eastern time. Work it out in your time zone, because what we are doing is we are doing public service announcements of the subject matter that the Fusion Project is serving. It is a program that is serving young girls in junior high age, that the high school age girls are mentoring the junior high girls, and then they are empowered young ladies when they graduate from high school, go into their lives. They are learning things like self-defense, we spoke about yesterday. We've been talking about some very tough subjects, how to recognize if you're being marked for sex trafficking, how not to be bullied or to be a bullier. Self-esteem is one of the key components of the program, and that is that if these young girls, because it's been proven that girls between 12 and 14 are at a problematic age, it's just biological. Yet you then add in today's society of what is happening, that it's become a real epidemic of problems. And if they're not faced now at this age, and they do not have the tools and are not in a program like the Fusion Project, then that can actually translate for the rest of their lives. Okay, we have a coach coming back. Coach is back. Hello. Well, I was just explaining, and Mary Ziola Vega was confirming that the Fusion Project is really a project that you can get behind. It is a project that is duplicatable, and though it right now is in schools in the greater Chicagoland area, it is a program that can come to a school district near you. Wink, wink. And so we are making that people aware on a public service announcement show every morning. And we took a commitment of 30 days, my friend and I, who is Amy Morrison, who has committed to stay with the Fusion Project once the next impactor has exited, so that they now have like a public service announcement influencer that is going to stay with them and to help keep their program out there in everybody's minds. So I want to thank you for the way that you handled that in picking our nonprofit. Was that hard?
Yeah, it was really tough. I mean, look, I said, we were kind of losing connection when I was talking about it, but it's very difficult whenever you have amazing foundation or multiple that are impacting so many lives. It's hard to choose. It's just like choosing an impactor. It really is. You have all of them that you wish you could help and step up for, which we will, and I think we've done in many ways. But the Fusion Project to me has really hit home, and I want you as a team vibe, because as a coach, I want you guys to decide on everything. I wanted you guys to do what you best, and that is really finalized based on your opinion of what you felt we should help. But that it touches so many amazing lives, So I think in the long run, it was the right choice. I think long term, it's going to touch lives, and I think more importantly, the lives that it touch are going to touch many more. That domino effect. Right?
I completely agree. In fact, I told Amy, because Amy has committed, and she's committed to Michelle, the founder and the executive director, that she will be remaining with her once the team Todd exits, because our time with the Fusion Project, our official time, is up as of August the 23rd. And so the Fusion Project now, because of picking the Fusion Project through our team, is now linked in with an amazing impactor that she's the co-founder of the Friend Zone. So she's very well known in certain circles, and this is a project that is near and dear to her heart.
That's awesome. Well, it'll go on its lives for a very long time, just as you will. So,
thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so now as we go forward, because I do want to touch base on something else so that people understand you, and then we're going to go into the next impactor before I let you go.
Sure.
And that is one of the things that I was deeply touched by. It was a post that you shared not long ago, and it really showed you as an individual, someone that I've gotten to know, and I already knew that you have this in you. However, you publicly shared this, and you said it a few moments ago, even when you had renewed the fact that family and what we are doing to supply, for our family needs to always be first and foremost. That comes from someone that's generational in your family, isn't it? I think we might have him frozen again. Todd,
can you hear me? Or
yeah, we can hear you. I want to ask about your dad. You talked about him.
Yeah. So before I hope this thing cut off again, I apologize. So I think important of really just honing in on someone like my father was pretty big challenge for me. As my dad was like I said, richest man in love, horrible with finance. Said he always looking down, laughing every time I said, but I love that man more than anything. And I think that when I first started impacting lives and posting my motivation posts, it was for a small sale many years ago. And to put my word out there on a day-to-day basis was tough because I was the guy. I was the tough guy. I was the guy with tattoos, and I was the guy that I was running illegal poker games for a living years ago. Been running sports books and all this other crap. And when I got life up and got on track and really started helping people, I remember the first motivational post I put out there, and I told my dad, I was like, Dad, I'm going to get it. Like I started getting that. People were like, man, this isn't you, Todd, that you don't do motivation. Like, what are you talking about? Blah, blah. Dad was a strong heart behind, and he was that guy that said, this is what you're going to do. This is the one. So for me, every post that I put out there when I motivational post, comes from my heart. I do it every morning. And when I've recently, I guess, got approached by publishing companies and some other people about actually putting my post to a book, it was super humbling because you never think that 4 paragraphs in one post can touch lives, but that stuff was because it's my father. He was a great guy that encouraged me to do big things. And I think now today still does. It sounds weird, but I feel his energy when he's around. And those type of things are kind of important. But yeah, my dad was being able to get that stuff out there and being able to really just be myself online. You're going to get heat for it. And I always tell people this too. My brother, he's very, very religious, and he wasn't for a very long time. I don't want to say religious. He just didn't really I guess take his faith in much. And then he went full force towards it. One day it was just like boom, he went towards it. And I commend him and respect him and his wife and his family very, very much for doing that, because a lot of people are going to say, man, that's not, my dad was the guy that trained us and molded us to the people that we are today. And just never be afraid about actually putting your heart and the words out there for people to see. And as you can see, a beautiful picture of my mother there, she's been such a pillar in our lives as well too, guiding us to do the right thing at the time. So yeah, he's one of those guys. So every year when it comes around, I can't believe 10 years since it's been on. I get bullshit. You can see him pictures now. Write those words because I believe my dad did. I know that he feels the way I fought him. I know that he's still up there looking down. wishing us all the best. But I want him to know that, although I reach many people, my reach in social media and everything, it's a really cool thing. I want him to know that my success is because of the man he was, you know what I mean? And still is today. So that emotion for me had just come pouring out of my soul every morning, every time I write something, whether it's about my wife or my kids or anything. That's just who I am. It's going to be for some people, it's not going to be for some others. That's okay. My dad taught me to be that way, and he's everything. That actually you're showing now. So my dad passed away at 7:31 p.m. on July 25th of 2 years ago. So that stopwatch at 7:31 p.m. and the date is the 25th, and it was kind of like the day that his physical form stopped and his spiritual form rose. So that's why I put the roses around it. So cool.
And I will say, even just remembering your post right now brought me to, I have to say it was one of the most. I really felt the emotion from it and your sincerity, and it really meant so much. There's one I have to show, because I think it shows probably another side of you and possibly where you got it.
Yeah, that was my dad's sense of humor. It was he was a hilarious guy. He would do anything to make the grands laugh. He was a character. He really was, and it didn't matter how. My mom and dad grew up, just, again, the best parents on the planet. So they were so loving. We didn't have a lot, but so loving. And when people say you don't have a lot, I was like, man, materialistically, everything when it came to family and love. And my dad was just that guy. He was just an unbelievable person through the unconditional and unmatched support of my mother, standing by it every day. Those two as a combination are just a love you just don't see anymore. So, and through laughter, emotion, or love, my dad, I always told people, I grew up being a tough guy, and I always tell people, like everybody in the room once, but I'll probably cry while doing it. That's my Irish side of me, So
yes, what are you gonna do? And I'm just going to let we know that there's a problem. However, we had to go forward because this was the only time we were going to be able to do this. And we've been trying to get it scheduled. And, we figured if you want to hear what we have to say, you'll put up with the, because sometimes it's not perfect. However, it is perfect because for some reason it's meant to be like this, and we can look at it this way. And Todd earlier was like doing the echo, because it's like, okay, you're gonna hear my voice in your head a little bit more, and maybe something will resonate with you. See, there's always two ways to look at everything. I love it.
That's right.
Okay, so now let's get to the bare tax here. The next impactor on August the 30th. What do you think about it? Let's hear from my coach Todd.
Listen, like I said, it's an amazing forum for outstanding individuals to come together and really impact lives and change the world. I feel like anything, you're going to have your hiccups, and everything's going to grow to be something more. I believe the next impact factor from day one is an unbelievable idea with some outstanding people involved. And man, look at that panel. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like there's just so much excellence and success, emotionally and monetarily in the picture. But I think putting all minds together is great in any environment. So I think the next impact factor is phenomenal. I think it's only going to get better. I think it's continuing to grow. I think that the platform itself has really given people a chance to rise that nobody knew of in the past. So I really have anything bad to say about it. It's an unbelievable opportunity for people to come together and really impact lives. And for those people like yourself that are doing so, gives you a chance to really be in an environment where I first gotten into speaking and coaching, and that I remember going to some event. There were so many fake people. Oh, it was just horrendous, and everybody's worried about the money, and there were so many people trying to take advantage of people and this and that. And in that picture there, you just don't see it. Those people are genuine, real people wanting to impact lives. And if you look at the top 25, that's a more of the same. So I'm honored. I'm honored to be involved. I'm honored to be such a great thing, and I only see it growing from here.
So, any last minute tips from my coach to help? Do you know, I told you at the very beginning when I had my first phone call with you, it was like, let me tell you, I am really determined and I'm in it to win it. But in my mind, in it to win it means that I come out of it with integrity and that my cause is known and that I am able to perform at the very best that I have to offer. And if that means that I win the whole thing, great. However, as long as I have put my full force and my whole effort in, that's what my goal was. And so you've known all along my feeling, and that I quote unquote, I say it a lot, that I'm in it to win it, and what that means. What do you, any last minute cooking tips for Tamara?
Yeah. So, look, you know how I feel about you, Tamara. I mean, I feel like there's some amazing people in the event. There's, outstanding people. I think the entire top 25 deserves to win it, in my mind. They just to be in that top 25 is such a great thing. But personally, there's not a day that goes by that you haven't made some massive effort to impact lives. Not your benefit, but for the benefit of others, which is the reason why you're the candidate to be. I think you're the one to be. I don't think you can change a thing. I really believe that what the world impactors that are actual genuine people aside from others is the fact they put others and their goals to really help people change in front of themselves. And there hasn't been a day that you haven't done. As far as what the next impactors consist of, the prizes is everything. At the end of, I can tell you this. Because of the hiccups in the road, and let's say the construction of how this form and platform was built, I won't take anything away from the winner, etc. But the reason I'm saying this is because there was some hiccups, there were some bumps, and like a lot of like to say you either conform to those bumps or you quit. Nobody quit; they kept going. But that's why I feel like every individually, as far as the top 25, deserve to win equally, because when you change things like that in the middle of a competition, there were some massive changes in how we were doing things, in how competition we were doing. It wasn't anything negative. There was nothing negative to say about it. When you change stuff like that, it changes the game so much that you're full force in one direction, and all of a sudden you get to another. So yes, as impactors and as people, we'll take that in the next step into doing the right thing. But I don't necessarily really think that this is going to come down to multiple votes. I think it comes down to one. And that one vote is yours. And that's how you feel like you changed lives and did it in this position. If you believed you won, then you won. Because you got me for life. You got no matter what. At any time. I'm here for you, and I'm here for any of the actors, because it's hard for me to kind of put it into words, but I just feel everybody deserves equally. I mean, you look at some of the contestants out there in the Miss and the Lawrence and all these other individuals that are just Coach Chuck, and these are such incredible individuals that maybe to have the platform to do what they needed to do to get the votes the way the platform set up. I don't believe that necessarily means that they're not as deserved win. I just think is maybe the tools weren't there for them to have an opportunity to get there. So I will say this: platform. If it was up to me, the crown would be on your head. If it was me as a coach or all for these 25 unbelievably amazing impactors, I'd give each of them a crown. Because as far as I'm concerned, all 25 deserve to have the wisdom and advice of us coaches for as long as we're around. Because I truly believe that top 25 is going to make a difference. I just personally feel like, and I want to put this out there for you to know that, and for everyone for that fact, that we make twists and turns in a competition like that. It's a good thing. It's fun because you got to think quick and you got to change, blah, blah, blah. But it's on the voting and how everything went. Some people aren't have the tools or the know-how to get those type of votes based on how those went. So for me, next impactor, love it. Absolutely love it. Love the show. Whoever wins is just so deserving of it. I feel like as a whole, the top 25 people are making it. For you, I'm sorry to be lost for words, obviously, because see what you do every day, and incredible. It's incredible to see how you impact lives and help people, coach people, and give them a platform. You go out of your way to be at events, to be in front of people and interview them and your show and give a non-judgmental view on so many different things and allow people to have a voice. And I got to tell you, for me, that means you won. So I wouldn't change anything. I think you've won. So.
Thank you. And I just gave you the opportunity to give everybody their crown because there's an image that I had captured and it was interesting. Top 25 and it's got a crown right there. So you just crowned the top 25 for Coach Todd. So, I want to thank you. We have some of we have Misty here, who is one of the top 25, and she is, and Mary's here, and we've got Teresa that's shown up, and they're saying thank you for this interview because they're having an opportunity to meet you. Some have not had that opportunity, and I'm so honored that you were willing to come on to this show and be here with me, and I truly am humbled by your words, truly humbled by them, because I respect you so much, and what you just shared really means a lot to me personally. So thank you very much for that.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, man. Here's the deal. You don't meet many people in life that live by what they speak. That old saying, "Actions speak louder than words," really powerful one. You look at the Misties and the Teresa Snyders, and you look at the Laurens, and you look at there's all these people and the unbelievable people that I've had the luxury of meeting online and throughout this event. And I remember my first big speaking, and it was a guy like Jason who stood up in the crowd and stopping when I was pretty brutal on stage. Said some things that a lot of people may not have liked but needed to hear, and that kind of catapulted my success and growth in a lot of ways. And when I see that type of passion and that type of effort from some of you and like the Truths and the Misses, etc., I think it's really important to make sure that everybody understands that yes, this is a competition, but there are zero losers. And although it's very cliche to say, I think the first round for the next impactors, my message I told you guys every single Zoom call, I said it, that do not take away from what you are doing now to allow yourself to put yourself in a bad position in life based on the next impactor. I told you guys to put the effort in, allow yourself to grow, but always put your passion, your family first, and because for me, the exponential efforts that it took to really do the challenges and time that it took hours. I mean, what you guys accomplished, what the other teams have accomplished, again, like the Missies and Truths I see online all the time, you guys are just, you're superheroes in my mind. So I as cliche as it sounds, there absolutely are no losers. But I just feel like the way things changed, the competition made it very, very difficult for people to use that platform to judge who the next impactor is. And that's just my opinion. And wrong or right, it's how I feel. And I don't think that when the outcome comes into play, I don't think that, guess how do I say this so it doesn't come out bad? I feel everybody deserves to win. I just feel like the way everything was leading and how the direction changed is not going to measure the effort what a winner of a competition should be based on an equal playing field. So I think if it's me and I'm in Chicago, it was up to me. I'd have all 25 of you on stage. I'd have all 25 crowds, and then I say, let's build next impactor board. And here are your 25 boards that are going to change lives forever. And the 25 of you together would absolutely shock the world and what could accomplish as one. So if you look at coaches, I don't think that they would argue that 1 minute, 1 second. And this has no bad bearing on the next impact or how it's created. Always going to, there's always going to be bumps in the road. You know what I mean? There is. You and I have personal conversations about this. But I just want everybody to know, win or lose. As cliche as it may sound, you're all winners. You deserve to win, and that's about all I can say about it. But I have a very strong opinion based on the efforts of people that I see. And my opinion is that you put some of you and Teresa and Misty and Lauren and Nair, all these individuals together, and you put us right next to the coaches, and you said, "Who's the winner?" The reply would be every one of them, because the way this platform was created at first, when it made a change, it was like, whoa, now I got this to get votes to win competition. And more importantly, what should be doing is doing what you're doing to impact lives. That wins, right? This is a competition to make real change. This isn't a competition about income. It's not a competition about your net worth or materialistic things. It's a competition of heart. It's a competition of soul, and this competition is really wanting people to feel the impact of how you can change lives. To me, there are no losers, and I think that's the easiest way to say it. So,
I'm so honored that you did come on with me today, Coach Todd, because I wanted everybody to be able to see the amazing man that you are, that I've been able to be coached by. I have been. I told you in the very beginning, I'm not very needy, but when I do have a question, I'll come to you. And you have been so amazing in that whenever I have, you got right back to me. Whenever I needed a little bit of time on the phone, you gave it to me. And I know how busy you are. And so from the bottom of my heart, I want to say that you were an amazing coach for me. And I know that our team was well served by what it is that you were able to teach us. And that is that if you say you're going to do something, go out there and do your very, very best. Don't let the pebbles be unturned, and if you've got to go out of your comfort zone, go ahead and do it. But you need to go out there and take that commitment and live by it. And I will tell you this, no matter how it comes out, and in fact, I have my little cup here. I'm going to show you in a moment, because I made a commitment to you in the very beginning when we all did, that I took on a $10,000 commitment to raise money for the Fusion Project. I have not done that yet. However, Coach, I am willing to keep doing what I can. So I have, even today, as of today, I said on the public service announcement that we did, that I am willing to put coffee, cold coffee, but coffee in this mug, and hand over my head, or my buddy Amy said, because we had also thought, wouldn't it be interesting to put confetti, or also known as shredder, from your shredder, in there, which would be really messy. But that if they want to come up with $10,000, be it a team, be it however, and that we hit that $10,000 mark, this is going to happen.
Knowing you, definitely will, without question. Here's the thing, it's funny because I'm reading comments, and it's amazing when we look back at where this started. I see some of the comments and people's like, praising you, and I'm very, very humble for what they're saying about me as well too, not really knowing me. But blessing of something like this is that it takes individuals to really step out of your comfort zone to put yourselves in a position more. And I did an interview earlier today, And I sat in front of them and he said, what does it take to build teams, right? To build sales teams. And my exact was one word was called culture. Whenever, in an environment and someone is willing to leave that environment to follow you to another destination, to follow you to destinations, you realize that, people don't leave companies, they leave people. So when you're in a scenario like this, I'm also humbled because knowing that we all, and I've said it from day one, you put egos aside. Ego is the biggest killer on the planet. It doesn't matter what type of car you drive, what house you live in, what type of vacation you take, what size of your business. But look at someone that is really never up their lives, and people see it, they notice it. Just know this: you change lives. The other 24 impact factors changes every day, and it took a broke guy that was scrounging change out of a trash can 12 years ago, like myself, to make one positive change, writing a post one day, which has catapulted into something where I've had the luxury of being on stage with some amazing people since then. Very fortunate because of my story, where I came from. But who would have thought? So ever change your role or what you've been and never lose that passion. Never make it money. Always make it people, and everybody will 100% value from this. So for those of you that are watching, commenting, you got an amazing soul and mentor here, and I pray and commend each one of you for really touching us and doing what you guys do. Just know that that August 31st is going to be a pretty cool day that we're all together, and I look forward to it. But I want anyone away thinking they're losers, because everybody there deserves to win.
No, I agree with you 100%. Let me look for okay, so I had this. I created it because I thought it was kind of fun. Okay, so we're going to have the red carpet there. It's going to be August the 30th. And yes, I do agree. Tamara Hunter is the next impactor. I may be one of 24 others. However, you have let me truly understand this fact, and that is, it is today that I am the next impactor. It will be tomorrow, and it's what we do today that counts to then be going forward. And that is and has been my commitment to you as my coach, to my teammates, when we had 10, and then when it went down to 5, and it will be going forward to my buddies and now working with the Fusion Project also. I just want to let you know that that is my commitment, and I'm looking forward to being able to look in your eyes and be able to say this to you personally too, because it will mean the world to me to be able to say thank you.
I can't wait forward to it, and I'm looking forward to the day for all of us to get together and celebrate everyone's success. So.
Awesome. Well, as we end today, because I know that you've had other commitments and you stayed with us longer than you had, so I want to thank you for that. As we close today, day number 295 of 365 days of awesome, celebrate success with service. I want to say, you truly mean so much to me, Todd Speciale, and I am grateful for you.
Thank you, ma'am. I feel the same.
Thank you.
Very welcome.
Bye, guys. We'll see you in the morning for the public service announcement at 7:45 a.m. Pacific, 10:45 a.m. Eastern. Be there. Bye.